everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling something that has honestly plagued almost every modern organization. We are going to explore how to take that often chaotic, incredibly frustrating process of remote employee onboarding and flip it into a completely seamless, zero-touch experience. By the end of this explainer, we're going to see exactly how to architect this automated lifecycle using the absolute powerhouse combo of Microsoft Copilot, Power Apps, Power Automate, and Teams. So, if you're a fan of clean architecture and highly efficient systems, well, you are definitely in for a treat today. Let's get into it.
48 hours. Let that sink in for a second. According to some recent data summarized by Copilot in Stream, that is the dreaded average delay between a new remote employee signing their contract and actually getting the system access they need to do their job. 48 hours. I mean, think about the massive fiscal loss and just the sheer productivity drain that causes. That's 2 whole days of an excited new hire sitting at their desk, literally twiddling their thumbs, waiting for an IT ticket to clear just so they can log into their email or pull up their team's project files. It is a terrible first impression, and frankly, it's incredibly expensive. But we're here to fix that.
All right, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We're going to cover 1. The cost of manual onboarding, 2. Architecting the automated workspace, 3. Building the provisioning app, 4. Automating Microsoft Teams deployment, and finally, 5. The first-hour experience.
Section 1. The cost of manual onboarding. The productivity gap.
Okay, let's dive into this because the contrast we're looking at here is absolutely staggering. On one side, you have the traditional manual ticket resolution process. You know the drill. It's basically a black hole where HR submits a form, IT gets a ticket, someone manually goes in and creates an account, maybe they forget to add the user to a specific distribution list, so another ticket is opened, and suddenly it takes days. On the flip side, AI-driven automated provisioning. We're talking near-instant digital access. The exact moment HR changes a status to hired, the system just takes over. The productivity drain of the manual method isn't just a minor IT headache, it's a massive organizational bottleneck that we can literally eliminate overnight. And look, let's be honest with ourselves here. Manual entry doesn't just waste time, it creates absolute chaos. I mean, we've all seen those universal corporate naming convention disasters, right? Teams channels named things like project_final_v2_really final_John's version. It's a total mess. But with a zero-touch vision, Copilot drafts a high-level automation roadmap for the IT infrastructure. This lets us smoothly transition away from all that human error and frustration and move right into a sleek, standardized, and perfectly governed digital environment.
Moving on to Section 2. Architecting the automated workspace, laying the back-end foundation. Now, building out this back-end is actually incredibly approachable when you have AI assistants. We do this in 3 straightforward, chronological steps. Step 1. We leverage Copilot and SharePoint to instantly structure a source of truth list, completely optimized with specific columns for role-based access and department tagging. Step 2. We bring in Copilot and Power Apps. We simply describe our data relationships to it, and boom, it automatically generates a logical entity diagram for our provisioning app's backend. And step 3, which is honestly my favorite part, we use natural language prompts to define the flow logic. You literally just type something like, when someone is hired as a marketing manager, add them to the Marketing and Design Microsoft 365 groups. It is just incredibly empowering to define these highly complex data relationships using simple, everyday language. Which brings us to Section 3, building the provisioning app, designing the interface. Now, what's really interesting here is how we can just command Copilot to do the heavy lifting of the actual app creation. For example, telling it to refine formulas physically prevents those naming convention errors right at the input stage. Commanding it to handle executive assignments will automatically alter the UI so that executive sponsors are mandated before a form can even be submitted. And, crucially, this is a big one, commanding a Microsoft Graph API integration prompts Copilot to draft the secure JSON schema required for that backend communication between HR and IT systems. It handles all that complex API drafting for you, ensuring your data stays secure and totally compliant. Next up is Section 4, automating Microsoft Teams deployment, executing the strategy. All right, this is where the magic really happens. First, we describe our desired Power Automate flow to Copilot, and it automatically suggests the specific actions needed to create teams and private channels. But we're not just stopping at an empty channel. Next, we use Copilot to script advanced JSON templates. These templates go in and automatically pre-populate the new channels with specialized onboarding tabs, document libraries, and specific project folders, all tailored perfectly to the user's role.
And finally, and please, whatever you do, do not skip this step, we verify the workflow. We have Copilot simulate a test run to ensure the entire digital workspace is fully functional before any final automation notifications are sent out. You always want to test before you trigger.
And that leads us to Section 5, the first-hour experience, the human impact and scalability.
So the crucial point here is, why are we doing all of this? We do it for the remote employee's very first hour on the job. Just imagine opening your laptop on your first day of work, logging in instantly, and immediately seeing this on your screen. Hello, here is a personalized summary of your pre-configured workspace, onboarding tabs, and tasks. That is Copilot and Teams personally greeting the new hire. Compare that experience to sitting completely idled for 48 hours waiting for IT to return an email. It's night and day. This brilliantly illustrates the true power of automation. The employee feels welcomed, they feel equipped, and they are ready to contribute from minute one. They've got their files, their channels, and their tasks seamlessly laid out for them. But hey, the benefits definitely do not stop after day one. For the organization as a whole, this automated architecture provides ongoing, rock-solid governance. Copilot can continuously analyze all that workspace lifecycle data, ensuring that as new teams are spun up and old projects are archived, we maintain absolutely consistent naming conventions and strict organizational security compliance across every single remote team. It keeps the whole environment clean, secure, and perfectly organized without needing constant manual audits. Which leaves us with one final big question to consider today. How will you scale your zero-touch integrations next? Because once you've conquered remote onboarding, the possibilities are virtually endless. You can take these exact same Copilot and Power Platform techniques to brainstorm and build your next step integrations. Imagine setting up automated hardware procurement that's triggered by the exact same HR status change. Or how about fully automated Microsoft 365 license management that instantly reclaims licenses the moment someone offboards? The foundation is right there. The tools are incredibly powerful. It is entirely up to you to decide what to automate next. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today. Keep building, keep automating, and I will see you next time.